Welcome to our daily reflection for this Sunday, November 30th. And today is the first Sunday of Advent. So happy Advent greetings to you all. And so during the Advent season, it's always great during the season, which is a season that exists for the sake of the next season, which is Christmas. So Advent is the season to prepare for Christmas. And so, of course, the world is just jumping right ahead to Christmas. But we use this season in a particular way to prepare for Christmas, and that is this beautiful Advent season. And there's a wonderful new video on Form that I highly recommend. It's going viral already, I'm sure, and that is How to Advent. And it's a great, very exciting, dynamic video interviewing all kinds of different people on how to live out Advent. What do you do with this season as a Catholic? What does it mean to prepare for Christmas? And how is it different from Christmas? And all those kinds of questions that people have. So I highly recommend go to Form, watch it. I think we might even drop it on YouTube, but it's a great video to share with others too today. So it's a great way to start Advent. So definitely go and watch How to Advent, because it's a great way to kick off your holy season of Advent. And of course, you get your Advent wreath out today and your Advent decorations, and we always, as a family, we get our manger set up and everything, but then the Magi would be far away from the crib, and the baby's not there yet. And so all those kinds of fun things that are great for the family to get into this beautiful season of Advent. And I think in your Advent resolutions, there's two things you want to balance. One is there's an element of Advent season that's penitential. Why? Because we want to purify ourselves in preparation for Christ Mass, Christmas. In other words, we want to come to Christmas pure and ready to receive Christ in the Eucharist, right? And then secondly, we want to do something that's going to be not just the negative side of things, that is purification, penance, something we're going to give up and sacrifice. So you make that sacrifice, just like you do in the Lenten season. You come up with something you're going to give up and not have. Maybe you're going to fast from secular movies and media. That's one of the things we always do in our house. Maybe you're going to not have dessert during the season, because it's a bit of a penitential season as we get ready for Christmas. And then the positive element of the resolution. So one thing that's sacrificial, another thing that you're adding spiritually. And that spiritual add-on is, what are you going to do with your prayer life this Advent season that you're going to just up your game a little bit? Maybe you pray the rosary sporadically. You're like, I'm going to do a rosary every day. Or maybe you're going to, add a spiritual reflection, special meditation for this season. Maybe you'll do something like Rooted, which is a great program by Scott Heffelfinger on the Form platform. And he does a meditation for every day of Advent. Or maybe you go to the Amen app and you're like, I'm going to do a special prayer on the Amen app. We have St. John Henry Newman, who's now been made a doctor of the church. And there's great reflections every day from Cardinal Newman for every day of Advent on the Amen app. Maybe make that your resolution. But do something where you do an add-on to your prayer life, to your spiritual life for this season. It could be, again, something as simple as, I'm going to go to Mass every day during Advent season. I've never done that before. So find something to add on and make that your resolution. So today, it's crucial, as the first day of this holy season, come up with, what are you going to give up and what are you going to add on to your spiritual life? That's going to be a great way to live out this Advent season. And then you'll come to Christmas having really spent this 4 short weeks, but you've spent them intentionally and purposefully so that you can experience Christmas in a deeper way. That's so important. The readings today are strikingly surprising for Advent. And there's a lot of great content, again, on Formed about the season of Advent, but it really follows what we've been doing for the last week, at least, of the end of the liturgical year, of this theme of judgment. And really, Jesus is telling us that just as he came the first time in fulfillment of all the prophecies of the prophets, Jesus himself promised that he would come a second time at the end of time, that he would come again. And so he's telling us the Son of Man is going to come a second time. And that's important because during the Advent season, we remember and relive Israel awaiting the first coming of the Messiah, which of course happens at Christmas with the baby born in Bethlehem. But as we replay that tape, we also remember Jesus promised to come a second time. And so we know that Jesus is going to come again. And so we're preparing for his second coming. So as we look back at the first coming, we prepare for the second coming because we know the Son of Man will come as the gospel mentions today. So let's prepare our hearts for that second coming and for the remembrance of his first coming at Christmas by making a deep resolution today for Advent. What are we going to add spiritually? What are we going to give up? May the Lord bless and keep your Advent resolutions. Take care.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.